Bruce, I believe you have a recommendation as well this week. What is it?
Yeah, I got two actually, but I'll go really quick on one of them because it's pretty mainstream and everyone probably can get it and knows about it really easily. That's the Fall of the House of Usher miniseries by Mike Flanagan on Netflix. If you're a fan of Mike Flanagan, you kind of know what to go and expect with his work, which is generally really good character work, consistent kind of cast of actors that he uses in his films and TV series. And I think this is his last one for Netflix. The basic conceit of this one, just so you know, it starts out and Roderick Usher, which you've probably heard if you've ever read The Fall of the House of Usher. Roderick Usher is the patriarch of the household. And it starts out and he's burying the second trio of his 6 children who have died. So at the beginning of the movie, all 6 of his children have died. Each episode goes back and you discover slowly how all of the kids died. And each episode is somehow loosely related to a Poe story. So you've got The Mask of the Red Death, and you got The Pit and the Pendulum, you've got The Murders in the Rue Morgue. It's very hard to describe how he ties it all together, but it's done very ingeniously. And it's all wrapped up in kind of this wrapping of Succession. So if you loved Succession, and you're kind of missing that flavor, but you want it to be a little more over the top, a little more horror based, a little less intellectual, but still have some of that bite and some of that satire and also have a little bit of that Halloween spirit to it. This might be a great place for you to go and watch the 7 to 8 episodes of this. I found it really satisfying. And I think most of Flanagan's work, if you've ever watched it, he has a real ability to take like the properties he picks and just make them solid and satisfying and well done. And they're not going to be super artsy. They're not going to be super edgy. They're not going to be super experimental. They're just going to be good storytelling. And that's kind of my experience with Flanagan in general. So I think it's kind of a no-brainer if you like his other work that you might be able to dive into this.
And like you said, it wrapped up pretty well.
Yeah, it wraps up great. This is one of those, and he tends to do this because he doesn't make series that continue for seasons and seasons and seasons. He usually has a complete story arc for one whole season, and that's it. And he goes on to something else. It's written to be wrapped up in the 7 to 8 episodes. And I think that's really smart too, because it just gives you a feeling like, you know, it also gives it stakes, right? Because when you have those series that go on for who knows how many seasons, they're always going to kind of keep people lingering around instead of just letting there be total stakes. You know, anyone might die, anyone might do whatever, because it's only here for this one season.
Don't we hate all those filler episodes just to get to the good stuff?
Yeah.
Horrible stuff.
Yeah, and this almost works like an anthology more than his other works, because each of these siblings, each of these children are going to die. So if you're kind of like, oh, the episode about this child wasn't the best, I got a new child to die, so next episode's something else, you know? You kind of take it like an anthology in that sense. Even though there is an interweaving story throughout, you can kind of, each one is kind of its own thing.
Okay, so that is The Fall of the House of Usher, currently streaming on Netflix. What is your rating on this limited series, Bruce?
I think I'll probably go 4 stars. It's really, like I said, really satisfying, really good. I mean, like, it doesn't blow you away, but you're definitely gonna have a good time watching it. This is like what my wife and I watched it over a couple nights. You can sit down and burn through 2 or 3 episodes. So
this is CinemAddicts.